guys, it's Chels, and I'm back here with Nick.
What's up?
Now we're about 15 minutes away from each other, and we're currently filming this video in his apartment.
Yes, we are.
Which is super nice. His place is super nice, so if you guys want to see an apartment tour once it's finished, it'll probably be up on our vlog channel.
Yes, it will.
So we're looking forward to actually decorating the place once he gets furniture.
Yeah, there's currently nothing here. So this is my fancy schnancy dancy mattress, and that's pretty much all I got in here. But
other than that, we're actually going to be doing a video about long distance because if you guys have been following our relationship, we had been in a distance relationship
for the high majority.
Yeah, about 10 months probably. And our relationship was all long distance until we just recently moved closer together. So we just wrote down a bunch of things that we learned and our experience, and we're just going to simply share our story, and hopefully you guys learn something from it. Before we get into the topics of this video, I just wanted to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you guys need to make your own website, domain, or online store, make it with Squarespace. It's super easy, and I follow a lot of blogs through just different websites that are powered by Squarespace. And so if you guys want to get 10% off your order, you can use squarespace.com/Chelsea.
So, like we already said, Chelsea and I have been dating for almost a year this month on the 19th, so literally just a few days away. And, you know, we don't want this video to be something that, you know, we're kind of pushing a guideline and how things have to be or must be. This isn't relationship advice.
I don't know why I'm laughing,
yeah,
but we're still dating.
Yeah, we're not married, so this isn't like relationship advice. This is just how we've done it up to this point, and just kind of what's worked for us. The number one biggest thing, well, I don't know about biggest thing, but a huge thing that we found to be super vital, super important in our relationship was traveling to visit one another. So Chelsea lived in Illinois, and I, up until pretty recently, lived in Florida. Ooh, go Gators. Traveling to see each other was a really big thing. We always aimed for about once a month, but you know.
Sometimes it's not that attainable for other people. Sometimes it's once every 1.5 or 2 months, and that makes it extra emotionally hard for some people, but that's realistic for most people. Yeah. So you have to do what works for you, but for us, we were able to do that. And sometimes it would be 1.5 months, and that would be harder, but we made it work. Because
we went a pretty extended amount of time without seeing one another, and then there were also some days, you know, working a summer camp, that things get pretty long, and you know, you were working a church internship. So there were lots of long days where we didn't really get to chat a whole lot, but
overlapping time schedules. Yeah.
But it's just kind of something that you push through for the season, and just make it work for the sake of the benefit of one another, but also the relationship.
Side note, not sponsored by Southwest, but we love flying Southwest.
With the Southwest, yeah. Before we started making this video, we were just kind of sitting here, you know, scheming out some stuff. Yeah. And I figured out that every single time
he flew Southwest.
I flew Southwest, baby!
But I tweeted Southwest the other day, and I was like, yo, thank you for being the best airline I've ever flown. And they're like,
they sent us a battery box.
Yeah, they sent me like a battery charger. With traveling and everything, you have to save money. Yes. Obviously.
I worked my butt off.
To be able to
6 days a
see
week.
Me.
Yeah, to afford my phone payment, my truck payment, and being like able to set money aside to
be able to
go visit my girl.
So we came together and decided to set aside kind of like a travel fund. It didn't last like a super long time.
Well, it didn't need to.
But for the time being, it worked out. So we were both deciding like, okay, each week, let's both decide to like put a little bit of money towards it. We never told each other like, oh, we both need to put like $200 each week towards it.
It was just kind of what
whatever
you could.
Yeah. If you needed to use it for a plane ticket, like if I were the one to travel, then I have that fund to use, and we both know that that's okay to use that money because that's what we were
set
saving
aside
it for
that purpose. Yeah.
So,
and it's not like, you know, the money that Chelsea puts in the fund is what she could use. Like, it was just kind of like we each put money in, and then say I went to Illinois, I could use whatever was in there if I needed it. So, and reverse.
Moving on a little bit into the parent world, make sure that you tell them up front that you are going to be dating someone in another state, or at least a couple hours away, whatever your situation is, because they like that upfront honesty. Sometimes they might be like, oh, you're what?
Yep.
And they might want to have like an in-depth conversation. Make sure that you're there.
You got a hair coming.
What do you think about that? Because
I
know that our parents were a little definitely about it.
Honestly, the first time Chelsea came down to Florida did not go well. So if you didn't get a good first impression, don't freak out. Like,
I'm glad we mentioned that because it really, like, I was nervous. The first time that you meet them doesn't go well. Then it can be redeemed. Yes, because both my parents love Chelsea now, and they text me all the time and asking me how is Chelsea, along with myself, and my parents love Nick.
Yeah, so try to build relationships with one another's parents. Like, that's huge. Like, that's a really big deal. So
even if your personalities don't click right
don't mesh right. Yeah, just give it time. Try and bond on common things. But I know that, like, you and my mom, pretty much every time we go to Florida, like, you guys either go like get your nails done or your eyebrows done or go shopping together or something.
Even if it's just helping her out, like going to the grocery store.
Yeah, something
simple.
Something just to bond, something just to be around one another and get used to one another and all that sort of thing. So, so again, don't be discouraged if the first time doesn't go well. It happens to a ton of people. Happened to me. Happened to a lot of good friends of mine.
Yeah.
But it can be redeemed.
This one's very quick. Become friends with their friends.
Yes.
That's very important because you get to learn a lot about the person that you're dating by their friends. Because, I mean, they might have grown up with those people and they have a lot of memories with those people.
There may be scenarios, I know at least for somebody there is, even if the person you're dating's friends aren't like your type of people, just push through it, to be honest, because
then they will become your people.
just definitely push through it, because the person you're dating obviously thinks that those people are really special, and like you said, they have a lot of memories built together, so it's a really good opportunity to gain some favor pretty quickly, but also to potentially have a new friend if you can kind of push through that and get to the other side.
I actually developed feelings for Nick before I actually met him in person. And so that's why I wanted to expand on this, because I decided, like, there's no way I would ever date anyone without meeting them first. And even after meeting him, we didn't date
right away. It was a solid month and a half.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta see if you mesh in person. There's something special about being physically present with someone. And if you're going to continue in a dating relationship, the purpose, hopefully, for all of those who are watching this video, is to marry. And so in that, you want to make sure that you mesh.
Even if you're close distance or long distance, or kind of somewhere in the middle, like miles at that point, 80 miles, 100 miles, something like that. Or if you're across the country, like Chelsea and I were, make plans. Try and make plans. Use that fund to go see one another, try and make plans, a couple months ahead of time. But the thing is with this is things inevitably are going to fall through. At some point, some kind of plan isn't going to go how you thought it was going to, and you're going to be really let down and really sad and really frustrated, really upset.
It happened to me.
Happened to us. Yeah, it happened to us. So don't freak out when that happens. That's totally normal.
You have to push through and decide each time, like, this is what I want, and the goal is definitely not to be in a long distance relationship forever. If you are in this place right now where you are in this relationship and you foresee an end coming in sight where you're both going to end up in the same place, then you have to use that as motivation.
Yes, absolutely.
Otherwise, it's just really rough to just be like, okay, I don't know how long this is going to be, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes you get caught in situations where you don't know when that time is going to be, and you just have to understand that that person is who you want to be with. So the situations are just different. So one thing that Nick and I had that we found that was very essential for our relationship that might not apply to all of you guys, that was mutual friends who encouraged our relationship and asked how we were doing, and they still do today. If you have those people, then just ask them, hey, can you guys keep us on guard in this place in our relationship, or can you just check in,
see how we're doing, like see if we, because personally I knew there was one particular day that I just really had to call my friend Luke, and I really like talked to him about everything that was going on, and I was having a lot of mixed emotions. I didn't know if I could like sustain this type of relationship. I was just having really cold feet early on. I think it was like a month and a half in. And he just kind of talked me down and said like, hey, I know it might be rough right now, but just push through it anyway. And best decision I've ever made. Like, so having
we almost broke up.
Honestly. And that's just real. So having people that can kind of back you off the ledge and, you know, kind of pull you back off the bridge are super important. So having people that you can open up with, talk to, share your frustrations with is a really big deal. So Chelsea, what should a good, thriving, long-distance relationship not do? We talked about everything that they should do, but what do we not do?
Well, you probably should not sweep issues underneath the rug. Let's say I'm upset with you. You hurt my feelings. You unintentionally did it. And I just feel like it's too much of a burden to bring it up to you.
Okay.
Like I just think it's stupid for me to even just bring it up, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, why am I even hurt by it? That's stupid. And then I just try to, you know, go through it in my head, and then I'm still upset by it, and I just let it fester up into something bigger than it actually needs to be. So in general, communication, if it's a small issue, treat it as a small issue and address it right at it. We both have different communication styles when it comes to either an argument or a disagreement. Sometimes Nick just gets quiet, and I want to communicate everything. I want to talk it out, and I want to just make sure that it gets resolved right away. And he is just like, I'm annoyed. I'm gonna talk. I'm just not gonna talk.
I just don't want to say something mean that isn't true. Like, I would just rather shut up, you know. So that's just kind of how like I deal with it. But
with that, do not ever go to sleep angry or frustrated or having an issue with one another. Always work it out, no matter if you have to stay up till 1:30 in the morning.
It's totally worth it. There were several nights we stayed up till 3 or 4 in the morning, just like walking and talking through things. And those were several nights where I had to get up at 6 and go to work, and I was just completely exhausted the next day. But it was completely worth it. You are literally serving another person. It shouldn't be a 50-50 balance. It should be I'm giving 100% all in, and then Chelsea's giving 100% all in, because there may be days when I'm only, you know, I'm sick, or I'm this, or I'm that, and I can only give, you know, 30%. Well, Chelsea's still pouring in 100%, and so she's kind of picking up my slack, and it kind of goes both ways. I found a local florist in her hometown, and I ordered flowers like from them, you know, at just random times. Like, there was really no rhyme or reason or timeline when I would or when I wouldn't. I just kind of did when I felt like it.
It was never for an occasion, which I was like, oh, my mom would, you know, send me a text and be like, there's flowers that showed up today, and I was like, why? And she's like, oh, Nick just sent you flowers. And I was like, oh.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I did that. And then Chelsea would do stuff like sending handwritten letters and like printed out photos with like writing on the back of them, which I thought was like super cute. There's actually one sitting right over here.
So I know that was a lot. Hopefully
a lot.
You were able to get something from it.
To keep up.
We were just trying to share as much as we could. Yeah. And honestly, if we sat here for like another 2 hours, we could probably
totally keep going
about more. We just honestly had a lot of fun during our long distance period of our dating relationship. We're glad we made this video. And again, I wanted to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and I wanted to give a shout out to one of my favorite Squarespace powered blogs, which is Luke Lizon's blog. You guys want to check it out, I will link it down below. I love Squarespace because the domain is very easy to just set up yourself, and the templates are beautiful. So if you'd like to create a website or a domain through squarespace.com, you can go to their website and start a free trial, and once you are ready to launch, you can use my code for 10% off, which is squarespace.com/Chelsea. I think I'm hungry for some chicken. So
I got some sushi in the fridge.
We're gonna go eat, and we hope to see you guys in another video soon. Yeah. And on our social media.
Check out our vlog channel. We upload every single week, and we'll be providing lots of content and more to that channel really soon. So stay up to date with that as well.
Yes. All right.
And that's it.
We love y'all.
See you in the next one. Don't get like, well, no. Cut. All right.
We're such cheesy people.
On the path to find a place.